and Audrey in the morning, afternoon or evening, or whenever we decide to film this.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Audrey. And this is our podcast.
In the Streets with Kate
and Audrey.
Yay! Episode 2.
Episode 2. Let's go. Today we have a very special guest. Emerson. Emerson, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Emerson. I'm from Vancouver. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Great intro. What? So you already said where you're from. What's your favorite color, Emerson?
Red.
Can you see red out of curiosity?
Sometimes. Oh, I'm colorblind. We should probably mention that. Yeah. So I can see it like half to 3/4 of the time.
Our favorite pastime is to point to things that are the same color
And gaslight him.
and tell him that they're not the same color. But sometimes they are different colors.
It's true. A fun story from like 2 days ago. Emerson texts our group chat and goes, "Which one of these pens is blue and which one's purple?" And upon opening said message, we all discovered that both pens were blue, and he was just confused. And there were no purple pens in the pack, which was phenomenal.
So unheard of.
In my defense, the pack was 5 pens. There was a green, a red, a black, and a blue. And why would you just have 2 blue pens in a pack of 5 different colors? There weren't 5 different colors, but...
Because
Yeah.
blue's the most common
No,
pen.
but why did it should just be a purple? Other packs I've opened are purple.
Why would
Are
you
you
put... Are you
sure?
sure?
Yeah.
Are you
Unless
sure?
my mom's gaslighting me, and I don't think she gaslights me.
Oh,
I don't even think she knows what gaslighting is.
that's almost worse.
Well, Emerson,
You need to spin the wheel, but first, I have a very special question for Audrey. Audrey, where are you from?
I am from San Jose, Costa Rica.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I thought San Jose was in California.
There is a San Jose in California,
Okay.
but I'm from the one in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we get a wheel spinning for today's episode, or do we have anything else to say? We can cut this after.
Yeah, we can totally get this after. I mean, we're all familiar with the concept now. We all watched episode 1 4 times.
You know, everyone out there listening watched it at least 2-3 times.
We have a lot of views
Minimum.
for how many friends we have.
It's because
Half of us are
and I watched it over and over individually and together.
It was a good episode.
I watched it again 3 times last night alone.
Every time I sent it to someone, I had to go back and re-listen to it.
From, like, their perspective. You're like, how
Yeah.
would this person listen to
Legit.
it?
I was like, is anything in this podcast gonna, like, offend someone who's listening? No.
No.
It's
the answer
pretty
is no.
chill.
This is an unproblematic podcast.
Though, our one review was that my parents did request more swearing.
More
Yeah,
swearing.
my
Yeah.
school counselor requested more swearing.
So, shout out to the swearing fans out there, I
The
guess.
fans of the swearing.
Should we get a wheel?
Yeah, let's pull up the wheel.
Or did
This is our wheel here.
Oh
It's
wow,
digital,
you got
not a real
lot.
wheel.
You got a lot of
Yeah,
topics.
because you are our first guest.
There are a lot of
you
topics.
get the best pick?
Yeah, you get
Except
all
you don't get to pick anything because
No,
it's random.
Wait, what have we called our wheel? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
The
unfortunate wheel of unfortune. All right. Well, since you're standing far away from it, I will spin the wheel for you.
And you get to watch.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm really scared.
Meow.
I'm scared too.
Me too.
And
This
I
is so
helped make
exciting.
the list.
Half of those things I don't even know what they are.
We can always.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We landed on the duck song. I actually know this song.
You want to do a performance?
No.
A solo one?
Acapella.
Acapella?
Acapella.
I
the
cannot
duck song.
sing.
Become a barbershop quartet for the duck song.
We'll get Bella on the podcast right now too for the Duck Song Quartet.
Once
Who is
again,
also
Bella's in the room.
She's in the room.
Yeah, I feel really bad. Sorry, Bella.
Which was my little brother's favorite part of the podcast was when we went, shout out to Bella, who's in the room.
Shout out to Bella again, who is still in the room.
Infinite shout outs to Bella.
It sounds like she's about to cry because we're making
doing
so much
homework.
noise.
She's doing homework and we're doing the podcast. We are in university once again.
University of University.
University of University, that is where we are. By the way, Emerson.
Yeah.
We are at the University of University.
Yeah, I know.
At the University of University, we are clean students.
Yes. All right. Well,
get into the duck
the
song.
duck song. Well, I'm gonna say the duck song is one of the greatest pieces of music, modern day music to ever be about. Do you know that they released a duck song 4 recently?
4.
And
not.
it's
There's
about,
3 others. I only know there's 1.
It's a whole franchise.
It's a whole
Emerson.
franchise.
The only one I know is the one about the grapes.
Well, the first one is
Yeah.
Duck walked up to the lemonade stand. And he said to the lemonade
Yeah,
stand, "Hey,
yeah,
go
that
get any
one.
grapes." The second one is the duck walked up to the corner store and he said to the lady
I've also listened.
running the store.
Yeah.
And then the third one is the duck trying to set up the guy from the lemonade stand with the girl from the
What?
corner
It's
store.
a love story.
It's a love story.
And
Then in the fourth one, Peepers, the something penguin.
Of course.
Peepers, I think it's Poopers the magic penguin.
Shout out to Poopers the Magic Penguin.
He goes, Poopers, the magic penguin. It's
That's
so
literally
good.
Puff the Magic Dragon. I call copyright.
So Poopers the magic penguin starts just doing things because the community is sad because things are going wrong and people are like, Poopers, and then Poopers shows up and he fixes their problems and then Poopers is sad. I think I watched this like months ago, the other day.
Circa a couple months ago.
A couple months ago. And it's great. I think it's just a wonderful piece of art. And yeah, thoughts?
What do you think?
in
Emerson?
high school, we revolted against our English teacher, and we wouldn't do any work until she played the duck song. This was in grade 8. Yeah, it was quite the song.
Wow, I can't believe it had that much of a generational impact on your guys' English class.
Yeah.
Personally, I just liked it as a child.
Yeah,
I
I
could
thought-
sing it. Could do a little duck song dance to it if I wanted to. I love ducks. We should talk
do
about
ducks.
We should do ducks.
I could beat a
sometime.
duck in a
Yeah.
fight.
No, you could not.
I totally could.
You could not
No,
beat a
I
duck in
could.
a fight. You
I
could
could
not
beat a
beat
duck
a
in a
duck in a
fight.
fight.
The
I could beat a
listeners-
duck in a fight.
For the listeners at home who do not know us personally or know of Emerson's crazy hallucinations that he could fight a duck, we once held a PowerPoint night, and Emerson was like, all of the animals I could beat in a fight or could not beat in a fight, and he thinks he could beat a duck.
He also thought he could beat a swan in a fight.
Yeah, which is also not happening.
Also
I
not
could
happening.
definitely beat a duck. A swan? Maybe. Duck? A duck?
What?
Duck is like this big.
It would kill you.
I can punt it across like the lake.
Emerson is also not very buff. Sorry, Emerson. He's
You know what? I'm tall for our friend group, which is what matters.
You're literally shorter than me.
I'm taller than, or
I
at
think
the
I'm
same
taller
height.
than you too.
I'm as tall or taller than
I hope you
2/3 of our
know,
friend group.
being taller than our friend group
Mm-hmm.
doesn't just mean being taller than Bella.
For context, Bella, how tall are you, Bella?
4'9".
Bella's 4'9".
Yeah.
I think after Bella comes you
No.
in terms of the height.
What about like Ashley?
That's true.
Or
Yeah.
Yael?
Yael and I are the same height.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
Yael's
I
taller
think
than
Yael
you.
is taller than Emerson.
Emerson, I feel like we're
I
just
think-
crushing your dreams.
Well-
Sorry, Emerson.
Everyone in our friend group here is like relatively the same height, within like 2 inches.
Well, yeah, actually, the median.
Yeah, the median is like
is like around the same height, but then we have someone who's really small
Yeah.
and someone who's really tall.
Two
Actually,
people.
two people.
two people that are
Yeah.
really tall.
And
Luke and the other one.
Luke and Ed Sheeran. But like, what we need to do is we need to get our group together.
Yeah.
We need to
Stand in height order.
arrange in height order. Take a picture.
But with shoes or without shoes?
Without shoes.
shoes.
We gotta make it like a maternity photo.
This will be our Christmas card photo. Will be height order of us.
And we should all hold each other's stomachs like as the sorority.
I will not be doing that.
Well, too bad.
Well,
You
then
suggested it.
We're gonna say you're the shortest then. If you don't show up, you're the shortest.
You are the short-
You're just afraid of the
We'll,
truth.
we'll draw you.
Bella could wear heels and I'm still taller than her.
How tall are these heels though? Because if Bella puts on like some
Like some of my platform heels.
or like 6-foot heels.
Yeah.
And that makes her
Her
really
feet
tall.
aren't big enough to wear 6 foot heels.
That just means she
she's
gets
a
shoes.
size 2.
But if she gets shoes in her size and we put a ton of bricks or some stilts, she's tall.
Exactly.
She wins.
she won't be able to walk.
Yes, she will.
Yeah, you underestimate the power of
The
women in
stilts
shoes.
the stilts would weigh more than she
Women in
does.
STEM? No.
No, women in
shoes.
shoes. Like, what's her name? Karen Smith said in the Mean Girls
Of
musical.
course.
This is modern feminism talking. I expect to run the world in shoes I cannot walk in.
Exactly.
And that I really took that to heart.
It's true.
It's true. Facts.
Nothing truer than that.
Yeah. I like to see you walk around in heels. And
I have
stilts,
walked around
Emerson.
in heels.
Where's the proof?
Where's the proof?
Well, it was in grade 6,
Where's the
so no one
photographic
had
evidence?
phones. But
Oh.
I did a drama play in my grade 5 class. Yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
grade 5. And
Yeah.
we dressed we gender swapped. So me and my friend were girls and the 2 girls were guys.
Yeah.
So we wore heels and dresses. It was really good. And we got an A on that
Nice.
play.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What size are your shoes?
Like right now,
Yeah.
I'm a men's 8 to 9. Depends on the brand.
Dang it. That's a women's 10.
If anyone listening wants to send Emerson a nice new pair of shoes, now you know his size.
Preferably
heels.
preferably heels, preferably platforms, preferably stilettos.
Now what?
Now what? Now we spin the wheel again.
You want to spin the wheel again, Emerson?
Do you want to spin the wheel
Sure.
again? Yeah. Well, I will spin the wheel again for you. Nero. Off we go.
We have to decide how long we want this to be too.
Yeah,
It's been like 5 minutes.
that's true.
It's been a little longer than
Oh!
that.
Oh no!
What are we talking about?
Ned and
Ned
the
Dragons!
Yeah,
See, this is good because it's still
It's
relevant.
still relevant. We can
So,
talk about this.
For anyone who didn't catch that over the sound of our screams, we have spun Ned and the Try Guys, a current event, if you will. Oh my gosh, there's so much to say,
There's so
especially
much to
regarding
talk about.
the Last Supper we had. So
No.
this is a funny story that we will get into. It will go into our opinion on the Try Guys. But basically, we're all trying to figure out trying to figure out our Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
And so we all have this one group costume, whatever. But we're mad at 3 of our friends, including Emerson, because they don't have secondary Halloween costumes because this is university.
I haven't dressed up for Halloween since grade 8.
Halloween is a
that's lame.
5-day affair.
It is a 5-day affair, and the rest of us have costumes lined up. But I was like, oh my gosh, you 3 could be the Try Guys. Only to discover they each are a Try Guy, and it worked so perfectly, and it was a beautiful moment.
Well,
They
actually, there
literally-
was 4 of us. There's 4
It
guys
started
in our
with
friend group,
Yeah.
and so it's perfect for the Try Guys.
Yeah.
One of them's even a redhead.
Yeah,
didn't
Sauron's
pull
the
up
redhead.
until
Sauron's the redhead.
Yeah, Sauron didn't pull up till later. But like they all look like the Try
They
Guys.
all look like the
to
Try
an
Guys,
extent,
too.
which is really funny. Anyways, back to our opinions on the Try Guys. Audrey, what do you think of the Try Guys?
I actually really like the Try Guys. They were never like a channel that I regularly watched constantly, but like every once in a while I would go and like watch some of their videos, and like I would just enjoy them. They were such a good they were nice YouTubers to watch when I was feeling like watching just something that I could just turn my brain off and just laugh. Right. What are your opinions on the Try Guys, Kate?
I love the Try Guys. I watched the Try Guys since the BuzzFeed days. I love them. I watched all of them. I could probably recite some of their videos. I haven't watched them in a couple of years, but middle school and like early high school, I love them. I stan them. They were great. And then I kind of fell off because I kind of became an adult and was like, I don't watch the same content anymore. But I have a little soft spot for them. And when all the news broke,
Yeah. When I heard, I was like, "Quoi?"
It was the last thing I was expecting. But
yeah.
Yeah, Emerson, what do you
Emerson,
think of the
So,
Try Guys?
let's you clue in.
Our
I've
guest.
never seen watched the Try Guys before,
Of course.
but I still remember I saw it on TikTok, like the drama going down, and I had no clue what was happening. But then all of you guys at one dinner,
We educated.
they all started talking about the Try Guys, and it's like one of those things that I didn't even know anyone was into, and then there's like what, 6 of you?
Oh
that
yeah,
followed? More than
yes.
6.
Yeah.
Someone has merch in our group.
Yeah.
Someone's merch.
Someone's does have merch. They'll be on the podcast later.
Later, we'll talk about it later. We'll bring it back up. It'll be
Yeah.
a callback.
It'll be back.
But this is the other thing. I found all of basically we didn't even explain.
No.
So
No.
this is the Try Guys in simple form.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them. There's Ned, Keith, Zach, and Eugene.
Yeah.
Ned is a wife guy. If you don't know what a wife guy is, basically he built his brand on being a guy who loves his wife and brings her up all the time. And then,
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's
No.
important to mention it's not a bad thing to be a wife guy.
no, but he then cheats on his wife, which is why the wife guy was important, because it was unexpected.
Yeah.
So he cheats on his wife with an employee at his company that he is the boss of.
Yeah.
So that's illegal, first of all.
Yeah.
And just wrong, because he's 2 children with his wife. And so then, like, that obviously the guys kicked him out because it's not legal. He had to leave the company. And that was, the big deal was all this breaking. And so the night before it broke and they made their statement, I found all of it online. I was doing a little deep dive. And then the next day it broke. And I was, like, freaking out. And then Holly brought it up at lunch.
Yeah.
And that's how we all found out. And then, like, everybody found out that we were all watching this dude. Or this thing go down. And then, more than when the Queen died, I talked to so many random people. Like, when the Queen died, people were freaking out. But when Ned cheated, oh my gosh, we're university students, like,
we were
crazed.
Heartbroken.
Like, we were heartbroken. I was in my math class that day. I didn't listen to a single word of math. I was surrounded by people I'd never talked to before. And we were like, oh my gosh, did you guys hear? Like, Ned cheated. And we were all freaking out. It was a moment of unity, if you will.
Yeah. I listened to their the Tripod.
I love the Tripod.
I love the Tripod. I was listening to the Tripod. We follow those Tripod, by the way. Tripod, please come on our podcast.
All 3 remaining Try Guys.
All 3 remaining Try Guys, except in the Tripod that I will be talking about,
and
the episode.
Miles.
And Miles! We gotta get Miles!
Of course. Shout
So,
out to Miles.
in the episode that I'm talking about, when they, like, uncover all this stuff, they did mention that Eugene doesn't like being on podcasts.
Yeah.
So, Eugene,
You are exempt.
you are exempt from coming on the podcast. You don't have to come if you don't want to. But if you want to come, we will happily have you.
We would love it. You could do the JoJo Siwa quiz.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Emerson, did you do your homework and do the JoJo Siwa quiz
I
like
did
we
not.
asked you to?
You did not ask me to do that either.
Did you listen to
Did
the
you
first
listen
podcast?
to the first podcast?
We can do that
I
after
did.
the Try Guys talk raps.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was listening to their podcast on the airplane.
Of course.
And I was getting all the tea from them, and it was so interesting. And what I gathered, I think the most important point that I discovered was that Keith listens to Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
I thought that was the most incredible thing I'd ever heard. I love Olivia Rodrigo. We stand Olivia Rodrigo. And for Keith to listen to Olivia Rodrigo, especially like the one that goes like, "You betrayed me," I thought that was so funny, and I could just picture Keith in his car screaming and crying to Olivia Rodrigo, and I thought it would have been so good. That is a sight I want to see. That sounds like
uncut footage of Keith crying to Olivia Rodrigo and uncut footage of Eugene yelling at Ned. I would be happy.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Emerson?
Not related to this.
Not okay.
No, that's okay. It's a podcast. Tangent.
Podcast tangent time.
Okay, on the topic of music in cars, my mom hates Drake. She cannot stand Drake, like, at all.
I'm not a big Drake fan.
I'm not a big
gonna
Drake fan
lie.
either.
I'm not anti-Drake, though.
Yeah.
Actually, Drake, Millie Bobby Brown, weird situation.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that was a funky time. We'll add that to the yes. So
Bella is
for the
showing us-
viewers at home,
Bella
Bella
is-
is buying tickets for a play and that I will be attending with her.
And she's showing us the seating plan. Are the orange sheets empty or?
The green seats are
They're
empty.
green.
Oh, they look really orange from here. Yes, they do.
Once again, Emerson is colorblind.
Yeah. Are the seats that are colored in, are they filled or empty?
Empty.
Okay. You should sit right at the front.
No.
And then you can throw
Those
your
would be the most
B-reel on
expensive.
the stage.
Yeah, do
This
that
isn't
row
a
if we're
concert,
5
it's a
people.
play.
Yeah.
He wants the actors to do your guys' B-reel.
Imagine
You
how
have to
sick
do
that
your
would be.
B-reel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I have to do my B-reel too.
Both Emerson and Audrey are doing their B-reel live
Okay.
on the
Live
podcast.
on the podcast.
Oh, it's
I
gonna
already
do this.
took mine.
Excellent. We have some podcast B-reels.
The
Off it goes.
quietest moment of our podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut it out.
Oh,
because
yeah,
there
we
cannot
are.
be a single
Just-
moment of silence.
Just listening, and then it just goes flat. The B-reel's been taken. Anyways,
We've
was
taken
there
B-reel.
anything important about your mom and Drake
Oh,
thing?
no, I just found it really embarrassing because a lot of my friends from home, they're like into rap and that kind of music. So whenever my mom would come on, my friends, I know the songs that they like, right? Song they would like by Drake, it would come on, and my mom would be like, "Oh, I hate Drake," and change the radio station right away.
Damn.
And I felt it was so awkward.
Speaking of rap music, my favorite
Oh.
subgenre
Of course.
of rap music are country covers of rap music.
Is that a big thing back home in Costa Rica?
San Jose.
In San Jose, Costa Rica,
No.
Audrey's hometown.
No, it is not a big thing in San Jose, Costa Rica. But you know where it is a big thing, though?
Where?
It's a big thing in no real location. It's a big thing with me and me alone.
You carry it with you.
I
Here
carry
in
it
your
with
dorm
it.
room.
It is here in where we live. It's a big thing in my heart.
Where we live in the city we live in, at the university we attend. It's a big
Yeah.
genre.
It's a big genre with one person. Eventually, I'll indoctrinate my friends into liking it too. Indoctrinate you guys. You guys are my first victims.
I really like y'alternative, which is alternative country music. I think it's such a fun genre.
Because you're from Saskatchewan. It's kind of a legal requirement.
They get the banjo going. And
Oh
it's so
my
sick.
gosh, the banjo. When the banjo starts.
You get the mandolin up in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Goes
I
on.
learned what a mandolin is
Maybe a
from
fiddle?
TikTok.
Little fiddle moment?
Little fiddle. You learned about mandolins from TikTok?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's how I didn't know it was a thing.
Riveting information.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emerson, for this.
Glad you could be a part of the conversation.
I want to throw in one thing about Emerson, though. Emerson has been more excited about this podcast than we've been excited about this podcast.
Yeah.
And we haven't stopped talking about this podcast. And Emerson is even more excited about it than we are. And so he's really excited to be here, right, Emerson?
Yes, I am very excited.
I hope this is like chalked up to what you.
Yes,
wanted
no,
it
it's
to be.
everything I thought it was gonna be and more.
Screamed out. For context, we all see each other every single day because we live in residence at insert university.
At
And-
University of University.
University of University. And so we see each other every day, and every single day since Audrey and I decided we were going to do a podcast,
They've talked about being on doing
Emerson
a podcast.
asks, how's the podcast? When's the podcast coming?
Can I be on the podcast?
He
Can I
did.
suggest a theme?
He gave us a lot of things.
The
Yeah.
wheel was my idea.
The wheel was his
Actually,
idea.
it was his idea.
The wheel was his idea.
I got it from another podcast.
Oh my gosh, you're
Yeah.
telling us
Are we copying a podcast right now?
Every podcast has a wheel.
Oh.
No, every podcast
Okay.
I've
iPod
listened
doesn't have a wheel.
the Prince Kai fan pod doesn't have a wheel.
They
Teenager
can't
therapy doesn't
copyright
have
a wheel.
Very Really Good doesn't have a wheel.
Where are these wheels?
Judge John Hodgman doesn't have a wheel.
I'm running out of podcasts. I
What
forgot
in the
we were gonna
fresh
say.
hell is this? Doesn't have a wheel. Anyways, point is, Emerson's excited about this podcast.
Yes.
Do you want to spin the wheel one more time?
Sure.
Go 3 for 3?
3 for 3.
3 for 3. Are we ready?
If we land on hockey, we're never ending the podcast.
No, we're
No, 'cause
saving-
we're starting a war. Also, yeah, we should avoid hockey because Natasha gets hockey.
Yeah.
We don't rig the wheel.
We don't
but
rig the wheel.
when we rig it, we do.
Yeah.
What is
What's
this?
that? What is
Our
that?
high school principals.
Oh, okay. I can talk about that.
Okay, sick. You want to go first? What
Okay.
is your opinion on your high
Yeah,
school
tell us about
principal?
your
Okay,
high school
so
principal.
from grade, I had 3 high school principals
Oh,
at
wow.
one school because
Okay.
in Vancouver, North Van, that's where I'm from. The principals change locations every like 2 years, so I had 3 principals, and one of them was my neighbor across the street.
Oh.
That's sick.
For grade 12, she was my principal, and yeah,
You guys could carpool.
yeah, but no.
I carpooled with my principal.
Fair.
Yes. My principal was married to the school counselor, and they were the parents of some of my best friends in Tunisia.
So, okay, let's get this straight out here. So,
How
you come on this podcast and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm from San Jose, Costa Rica. But then you were like, I went to school in Tunisia. I'm getting some bumps in your
I'm
story.
confused. I'm very confused.
I
And
feel as
the
though you're
listeners are
lying.
probably confused as well.
Yeah.
You're probably dying of laughter because we're so funny.
Yeah, they probably are, because we're really hilarious. Now you laugh.
I have a laugh track. Should we play a laugh track?
No, they get to insert their own laugh track.
Oh.
Insert your own laugh track here. You have lovely laughs. Anyways. So my school principal as well, he was a basketball coach.
Wow.
And he was my basketball coach for when I did like basketball clubs. And then every once in a while, he'd drive us home from basketball practice
Of course.
or soccer practice. or volleyball practice. I did a lot of varsity sports. I went to small school.
Not varsity though.
No, it was varsity sports.
No, but varsity is university sports.
No, varsity, because I went to an American school.
Yeah.
In American schools, varsity sports also means high school sports. I did 4 varsity sports.
As we speak, Emerson is typing his caption on his BeReal, and Bella is making the payments for those plays.
It's a good thing we're not recording a video because Bella just leaked your address.
I think that's right, yeah. Okay. But yeah, so my high school principal, I loved my high school principal. He was great. And I also loved their whole family because they were so good. And they lived right down the street from us as well. So that's partly why we carpooled, because we live so close together.
Are you telling me you love your best friend and her family? Wow. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that I love my best friend and their family and her family? They were great. They were so wonderful. Anyways, so my high school principal, he was great. We stand high school principal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insert high school principal from insert high school name.
I liked my high school principal.
You liked your high school principal? Yeah. All right, Kate, tell us about your high school principal.
My high school principal was a pretty cool dude. I liked him. I don't have a ton to say about him. We weren't, he wasn't my best friend's father, so he wasn't my neighbor either, so there's a bit of a lack of connection there on that front. But he was chill. Like, I went to a decent art school, though, and so unless you were a real troublemaker or the most involved student ever, you probably didn't know him very well. But I finally got to know him in my grade 12 year, my senior year, because... basically, that was after COVID.
Yeah.
And so all high school hierarchy was no longer a thing. And it made me mad. Because here's the thing. I pulled up grade 9. I knew exactly where I had to sit. I had to sit in the stupid little tables under the stairs behind the canteen. And that's where all the grade 9 sat. Or they sat upstairs, which sitting upstairs was loud. And then, from there, you could move along as you grow as a grade, and you get to go to the better spots. Mm-hmm. So the best spots were right in the middle of the commons. Yeah. And, like, right by the theater, by the canteen. It was great. And so I'm, like, so ready. I'm like, this is the grade 12 tables. I'm back. COVID is still a thing, but we're in school, so it's fine. And so I go, and there's so many grade 9s at that table. And they scare me. There were grade 9s everywhere. There were grade 10s everywhere. No, those kids didn't go to high school for a while, so they didn't know
they didn't understand that there was a hierarchy.
And then when we tried to tell them the hierarchy, they rejected it and they bullied us. So one day I was sitting at a table and it was very crammed, and I was like, yo, insert high school principal name. This is our problem. We don't have a hierarchy anymore. And he's like, I completely understand what you guys are saying. Why don't you guys just bully them? and I'm like, huh? Are you telling us to bully the underclassmen? And then he's like, no, but you should just tell them to get out of your spot. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't. That's too scary. And so for the rest of high school, I sat in a table next to the grade 9s as a grade 12, which was a little embarrassing for the ego.
Embarrassing.
It was a little, and like, not that like hierarchy needs to be a thing, but like, I started at the bottom, so they should have started at the bottom. Also, we were supposed to get the good lockers on the main floor, and we didn't, and that also makes me mad because I had a locker 6 spaces away from my grade 9 locker in the worst part of the school, and we could go on and on about the problems post-COVID in the high school system. But shout out to my high school principal, love him. I think, actually, I'm pretty sure he still is the principal at the school. I think my little brother still has him, so if he's listening, shout out.
Yeah. I know my high school principal's listening because
You sent it to him.
I sent it to my dear friend Natalie, who we've talked about on the previous podcast. And I also sent it to her mom because I was like, I made a podcast, listen to it. And subsequently they listened to it in the car.
All together.
So they all listened to it together, the whole family.
As a family,
and they loved it.
I sent it to my parents, obviously, because I want them to be proud of me.
Yeah.
And this is a great life accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I sent it to my mom, and she started playing it, and my dad heard it, and went, that girl sounds a lot like Kate. And I was like, it is Kate. And so it was a beautiful moment. And then my dad told me it wasn't funny, but he also said he was kidding and that it was great, so.
Yeah.
We're successful in our endeavors.
There you go.
Should we get the JoJo Siwa quiz going?
Yeah. Okay, Emerson, you gotta go to BuzzFeed.com.
Just search JoJo Siwa quiz
BuzzFeed. Yeah. Or that.
How do I
also
spell
works.
Siwa?
See, that already makes you 0% JoJo
Yeah.
Siwa.
All right, for the listeners at home, I'm typing in this quiz for Emerson because he can't see the keys. Because he's colorblind.
What does that got to do with anything? I just can't spell.
Siwa.
He can't spell or read.
I can
Horsey
read.
colors. Hashtag.
Yeah, no, I'm so
Save
colorblind. I
Emerson.
can't read the text on a page because it's just one color.
we rigged Emerson's phone so that his keys are Christmas colors, and he's red green colorblind, so we can't see them. If Emerson gets less than 90% JoJo Siwa, we're not airing this podcast.
Just so you know, Emerson.
So you're supposed to do this for homework.
Yeah, that's why you... And now it's too late.
Whoever Emerson spins the end as our next guest,
Yeah.
we can send them a very funny message. It's like, hey, you've been chosen, take this quiz and send us your results.
Yeah, you didn't send me that.
Well, you should have listened.
I listened. I didn't really...
All right, take it away. You gotta tell us. So you can do that while Kate and I can do a little banter and a little bit
Okay.
more talking, because this is our podcast and we
It's
get to
our
say
podcast.
we get to we choose the rules.
We do choose the rules. So, Audrey, how's your day?
My day was pretty good. That's a lie.
I was gonna say.
I had a rough day. But it's better now that we're recording our podcast. How was your day, Kate?
It
I
was
do not
great.
think that is right.
He got 95%
Oh my
JoJo Siwa!
It's like we have JoJo in the room with us today. How did you get 90?
I don't know.
He got 95!
He excelled the standard.
There's only 5
Emerson,
questions.
Emerson, congratulations. This podcast will be aired.
Let's check
I
out.
may have lied on one of the answers.
You may have lied on one of the answers?
So
Yes.
I'm gonna read out some results here because I feel like we gotta piece together how.
The
Emerson
second question
scored
I
so
lied on.
What did you get?
I got 100% JoJo
Okay,
Siwa.
right. I was like, did Emerson score higher on the JoJo Siwa scale? How
No,
many JoJo bows do you own? Too many to count. 3 to 6 bows, just one. Emerson answered none.
This one I lied.
No both.
I totally lied on this question.
This is the one that Emerson lied about. He probably brought his average back up. Do you enjoy JoJo's pop songs? Some of them, yes. 1 or 2, no. Emerson answered, they're my favorite.
I don't even know JoJo Siwa made songs.
Can you name a
No.
JoJo Siwa song? Fake
The
fan.
fake fan. We even dropped some titles in our podcast last week.
Next, Emerson was asked to choose an image. So
I picked this one because I liked it the most.
image 1, well, that's its own controversial opinion, and we'll get to that after.
Yeah.
Image number 1 is a mountain range.
Mhm.
Image number 2 is some purple paint. Image number 3 is a car that I could not name. It's white and
It's a car.
it looks fancy. And Emerson chose the rainbow
Pink sprayed
explosion. He
Powder
can't even see
explosion thing.
colors. He's colorblind.
Bella, you can laugh audibly. You do know that, right?
Yeah, Bella was
Bella-
just with us for a minute. Bella,
Yeah.
come back. We're not done.
We're not
Oh, yeah,
done.
sorry.
We're
There's
not
one
done
more.
reviewing
There's one more.
results.
I gotta piece together. Choose a place to eat lunch. The countryside, at home, a restaurant, or with my friends.
And what did Emerson pick?
With my friends.
Aw. Thank you, Emerson.
Finally, pick a pet. Fish, cat, guinea pig, and Emerson chose a dog. And he got 95% JoJo Siwa, and the picture is a giant green bow on JoJo Siwa's forehead that's not real.
It's bigger than her face. That's Bella.
That's Bella laughing.
Bella's laughing. Okay, so what I'm hearing is you need to be JoJo Siwa for Halloween.
Yeah. That's what I've gathered from this
JoJo
conversation.
Siwa and great couples costume.
Yeah.
JoJo Siwa and Maddie B.
Who's that?
You don't know
Oh
Maddie
my
B
gosh.
raps?
I do not.
Maddie B raps
Emerson.
is an icon of our century.
I apologize.
Maddie B, please come on the podcast. You seem really cool.
Yeah.
JoJo
Yes,
Siwa
please.
also come on the
Yeah.
podcast.
So just see what this goes without saying. You are so Emerson. Congratulations! This podcast will air. Speaking of Halloween, Kate, what are you going as for Halloween?
For Halloween, I
'Cause that's next week.
I have a couple things lined up. It is next week. I have a glow-in-the-dark skeleton costume that are pajamas from Superstore. Because why not? I think actually I've made up some of the costumes. So I didn't really buy anything else because the line for the Halloween store we went to was so
Yeah,
long.
it was crazy. In Vancouver, lines are not that long.
They have never been that long for me either. But I also think that there's
We
only
didn't have Halloween
one,
stores in Africa.
There's only one location where we are.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
In like the whole greater area of where we are.
Yeah. So basically, I made up some Halloween costumes from my closet. So I made this up today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Chucky for one of the nights because I own overalls and a striped shirt, and I can do some scratches on my face. I'm not a redhead, unfortunately, but I
could
have
dye
to
your hair.
Make do with what you got.
I'm also going to. I have another skeleton sweater, and I'm thinking
very
Phoebe
Phoebe
Bridgers
Bridgers.
moment. I was thinking I was gonna be Phoebe Bridgers for the other night, and then I'll make do if we do other stuff that I need costumes for.
Yeah.
But, like, I also have 3 midterms. One on Halloween.
Yeah.
Which,
Our
shout
bio
out,
one, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Dave.
No. Don't shout out Dave.
Well, my dad's name is Dave as well, so.
Shout out to Emerson's dad.
Shout out to Emerson's
People will
dad.
not be listening to this podcast, I don't think. My mom might.
Yay.
Yeah, shout out to Emerson's mom.
My brother probably will.
We met his mom.
We did
She's
meet
a
his
lovely
mom.
lady.
My dad doesn't like you because you're a Leafs fan.
Yeah, I was put on blast because I'm a Leafs fan.
So,
the superior team.
Do they know about the PowerPoint?
Do they know about what PowerPoint?
Anything?
The one that we made about our friends.
No.
Okay,
No.
so Audrey made a PowerPoint.
I did make a PowerPoint.
And it has like a slide for everyone
Emerson,
and what they like.
they've had one episode.
Well,
You should have
okay,
listened
sorry.
to it.
I did
Done
listen
your
to it.
research.
I have
You should have figured out what we've covered
I
and
have
what
short
we
term.
didn't cover.
I have long term memory loss.
No, Emerson, you're colorblind.
Emerson, pick a struggle.
Pick one. You
Okay.
can have one.
So Audrey
Pick your favorite.
Audrey made this PowerPoint of all of us, and it has like
send to our
facts.
parents.
Yeah, to send to our parents. And so I showed my mom, and I sent it to my dad. The first thing my mom notices on Kate's slide is she points it out. She's like, "Oh, she's a Leafs fan."
For context,
We
what's his
don't
name?
live in
Emerson.
Toronto.
Emerson is a
Canucks fan, and
Ugh.
they're not doing good.
And I am a Senators fan.
And let's just put this out here. The Leafs are doing way better than the Canucks so
Yeah,
far.
the Canucks
Yeah.
have not won a game.
I
Exactly.
would rather root for the Leafs than the Canucks because Ontario.
Whoa.
I will
Let's-
root for the Leafs because they will lose in the first round, and I will laugh for like 3 months.
Lies. I need to rewind here though. Audrey, what did you say your favorite team was?
The Senators from Ottawa?
Yeah, let's
Ottawa.
go
Ottawa
Ottawa!
Senators. Let's go Ottawa! Ottawa represent!
Ottawa Senators?
From Ottawa.
You didn't want to pick the San Jose Sharks.
No, that's a California team.
I know, but at least they align with where you're from in quotations.
No, because Ottawa is where I'm from now.
Whoa.
That's where I was from in the last episode. Yes, Ottawa, where I am from now.
Yes.
The Senators are having a good season, I think.
Yeah, the Senators are doing really well. So far, so good.
Whose is this?
Those are mine.
Those are
These
Emerson's.
are really fun. No.
No.
Bella
Yeah,
says
Bella's
Flames.
Flames.
No.
My brother would say Oilers, because
We really have a
Honestly-
diverse,
We have a
range of
diverse
terms.
range of-
Any team but Toronto and Boston, I can cheer for.
This is blasphemous.
Oh,
Any
and
team-
Vegas. I don't like Vegas.
I don't like the Pittsburgh Penguins or Tampa.
I don't like the Penguins either.
Yeah,
I love
Anti-Penguins.
Tampa.
Anti-Penguins.
I'm
Penguins are meh.
anti-Penguins.
Anti-Penguins.
Penguins are really old.
Anti-Penguins. Except for poopers!
Yeah.
Magic Penguin! We
Full
love
circle.
poopers! We stand poopers, the Magic Penguin.
I found out something today at dinner
Oh, right.
about that's
did you-
Bella. It's really funny. I found out today that hair extensions don't actually clip onto the end of your hair and extend it.
You didn't know that?
That's what I thought up until today.
And you thought that would look real?
Yeah. In my brain, I just thought hair extensions meant literally extends your hair, you know? You just clip it on the end.
No. That's like grabbing some. That's like me going up to Audrey, being like, "Sorry, bestie," cutting her hair,
Yeah.
taking some tape, just taping it onto mine. How real would that look, Emerson?
I don't know.
Not real.
Not real!
You'd see the tape.
He can't because he's colorblind.
No, you're right.
Yeah, the hair would all look the same.
Emerson, you said you had a question for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My question.
Your
Why
question.
do girls go to the bathroom in groups?
Oh, well, here's the joke answer. Because in Harry Potter, which is a franchise I have not seen, along with Twilight, Hunger Games, and that's it.
You were never a Hunger Games kid?
No, I've seen the first half of the second movie. And in terms of Harry Potter, I've seen the 6th movie and read the first book.
I loved Harry Potter.
And in terms of
Harry Potter is
Twilight,
good.
I am just aware of its existence. I haven't seen The Maze Runner
I
or
also
Percy
like
Jackson.
Twilight.
I haven't seen the Holy Quintinity.
You need to get into
I know.
this.
Anyways,
They're
point
making
is,
a Disney Plus series for Percy Jackson.
I know, my sister is really big
They
into
filmed
Percy
it by the
Jackson.
Rona where I worked.
I know. If they film everything.
They film everything. I actually was hoping to run into the cast eventually. I
Yeah.
want to. Anyways, back to the...
The point is, in Harry Potter, Hermione goes to the bathroom, because I read the first book. This is how I know
And
this.
she gets attacked by a troll.
And she gets attacked by a troll.
Spoilers,
and that's why...
sorry.
Spoilers to the first book of Harry Potter.
If you haven't read it yet, that's on you. It came out before we were born.
So, I love, like, talking about, like, Shakespearean plays, and then being like,
course.
spoiler alert, and then dropping the ending of, like, Macbeth, and then being like, sorry for the spoilers, as if it's not, like, a 400-year-old text.
My
But
mom was in
everyone-
high school when Harry Potter came out.
Anyways, point is, so she goes, and so we go, so we go in groups so we don't get attacked by trolls.
Makes sense. What?
Okay, yeah, just throw it over. Yeah.
Bella's throwing
Bella's
something at
passing
me.
us something
Trash.
over. Trash, garbage, just put in the recycling right there. There you go.
There's a moment of calculation there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's like the so we don't get attacked by trolls,
Makes
Emerson.
sense. Makes
Because
sense.
they have trolls in the girls' bathroom, and they don't have trolls in the boys' bathroom.
Yeah.
No.
And that's why unisex bathrooms exist.
I love the
Um,
bathrooms
We have
at
mini
our
trolls.
dining area.
Yeah, the
Where we
unisex
eat.
bathrooms are to scare off the trolls, because then
Yeah.
they get confused. And
Yeah.
for inclusivity purposes. We love unisex bathrooms, but they're mostly to scare off the trolls.
The bathrooms in our eating area, the ones upstairs, they're wider than the ones downstairs.
I've never
been to
either.
the ones downstairs. The downstairs ones, I'm thinking of saving those to be the bathroom that I never use until graduation day.
Interesting.
I do that at every school.
Interesting that you chose that as a thing.
No, the ones downstairs though, it feels like you're gonna get. It feels like you're gonna get murdered
It's
in
not
the
the
ones
first time
downstairs.
I've done that.
Because they're in the very back, like
Yeah,
past the
I
coffee
usually sit there
area.
to
Yeah.
study.
and they're like, there's nothing back there.
I sit in like the little table right by it to study, and like I just see people emerge into the darkness because it's not very well lit, whatever
Yeah.
hallway it is.
Yeah.
I haven't been there though.
You know what bathroom scares the bejesus out of me? I think it's on our wheel. The library bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
The library. Let me tell you about this
There's-
library bathroom.
There's
Some of
say
the
it?
some of the stalls. I cannot stress this enough, dear microphone. Some of the stalls don't have toilets in a seemingly random order too. Like, and also it's not very well lit.
No, and it buzzes.
And it buzzes. There's buzzing, and like the stall, everything's so far apart too.
The toilets are ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
notice
that's
that?
they're like elementary school toilets
Yeah.
or chairs. They're like half the size of a
It is
regular
an
toilet.
absolutely terrifying place to be. Also, the library only has one door. One
have-
entrance, one exit, and it's the same door, and it's the emergency exit. There's only one door in that whole building.
I have a theory that the reason the bathrooms are so terrible is because they built the bathrooms first.
Yeah.
Like the very first thing, they just had these bathrooms here, and then they built everything else around the bathrooms.
Ah.
And so
a
those
good
have been
theory.
here the longest.
That's
And they
actually a
just
good theory.
haven't repaired them.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so confused as to why the stalls, some of them just don't have toilets.
The guys' ones are just like that too.
I
They're
know.
also missing.
It's
don't have
so
the budget.
weird. Not all of them can afford toilets.
Small university.
Yeah, University of University.
University of University. Yeah. So point is,
Don't use the library bathroom.
don't use the library bathroom.
Yeah.
If you go to the University of University, don't recommend it. The library is a terrifying place. I was talking with my librarian from my old high school about how terrifying the library is and how I don't like going to the library. And she's like, no.
The study rooms are nice.
Yeah, the study rooms are nice. Like, there's never any space though. Like every time I go
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
library to study, I'm walking around for like half an hour trying to
I
find somewhere
found-
to sit.
Yeah.
There's these desks on the second floor. They're like, you go right by the staircase, you go like right into the doors, and they're like
Oh, like the long
desks
tables?
back to no, they're desks. They're like
Yeah.
back
Oh,
to
yeah,
back.
with, like, the
Yeah, and they go all the way
Yeah.
around the corner, and I've normally found one of those are free.
Yeah. I think that, like, over the weekends, the library is really empty, but it's just during the week. It's
And that's
just
when I want
packed.
to use it because I want to go to the library in between classes, so I
Yeah.
don't have to leave the buildings area
Yeah,
and come
exactly.
all the way back.
But yeah. So is that your one and only pressing question, Emerson?
Yeah.
You were like a couple days ago when we told you that you were going to be our first guest. You were super excited about it.
Yeah, I was.
And then you were like, I have so many questions to ask you. And that was your only question.
It was
That's
the
a
only
dunk on your questions.
burning
Your only
question.
burning question. Well, did our answer satisfy you? Or
Yes.
you still need...
No, I'm very satisfied.
Such an interesting question that you could have Googled. It actually had no personal connection to either of us.
I know. There's nothing that has occurred in recent history that would have
Should Should we find out who's next week's guest?
Yeah, let's. Okay, well now, yeah.
Talk about M's reading.
Oh,
we cut that.
we've decided to not talk about.
What about the mugs?
Oh, for Emerson's birthday, which was recently it was the other day. Which could be
2 weeks
anywhere
ago.
between. Oh, it's 2 weeks. You want to divulge when your birthday was?
4 weeks ago. Well,
They could steal your social security number and your identity.
it was since school started. So between whenever this releases and September.
My wheel went away, so keep talking while I make a new one.
Okay.
It reloaded. We have guests choice 1 through 7.
You should just make.
So basically, for Emerson's birthday, we thought it'd be really, really funny if we got him multiple mugs with his face on it. Originally, it was going to be 13 mugs, all with his face. The same image of him on all 13 mugs.
One for each person in the friend group.
Exactly, one for each person. And then we decided to only do 5 mugs of different photos of Emerson. And now Emerson owns exactly 5 mugs with his face on it.
Yeah.
Do you use those mugs?
I've not used any of them.
Why? I mean, we bought you mugs.
I don't drink things.
What? How do you not drink, like, water?
From my water bottle.
Have you never had any friends over yet?
No.
We need to go.
I'm in a quiet building.
So?
So?
We still crashed
We
your
still
lounge
go
that
to
one
your
night.
we still go to your lounge like twice.
We also broke into Emerson's room on multiple occasions
Yes.
through his window.
I have the bad habit of leaving my window unlocked. So.
And when we hit the streets.
When we hit the streets,
We also
which is
hit
why
up-
our podcast is called In the Streets. And we stole his plant that one time.
we
Isaac
do that.
did, yeah.
Isaac stole his plant, and Isaac has also stolen my plant, and it was a huge thing. I cut my foot, and I got harassed by these drunk men, and I ran after Luke and Isaac, and they got away. So now, currently, we have a hostage situation. So I currently hold Isaac's Tide Pods hostage right now. In exchange. Speaking of Tide Pods, did you guys know that Emerson has 2 whole umbrellas?
Yeah, I do. Because
2 umbrellas.
my mom gave me one and my dad gave me one.
Aw.
And because because I'm from Vancouver, it rains a lot in Vancouver, so
And
they assumed it's gonna rain a lot here.
yeah, and you know what else is a 2 thing that Emerson also has done? I've caught Emerson twice now.
Oh no.
I have photographic evidence of this now as well. I've caught Emerson twice now, reading a very specific genre of books
That will not be mentioned.
that I will not be mentioned. But he reads, I've caught him twice now, by 2 different authors at that. He's read the same very specific genre of book twice through 2 different authors writing 2 different books. All he's missing is the 3rd author, which I've already recommended to him,
I
so
will
he
not
can
be
read the
reading
Holy
that
Trinity.
Third
You gotta
author.
read the Holy Trinity. All right,
Okay, I'm
now we're
spinning
ready
the
to
wheel.
spin. Now he gets to actually
Okay.
spin the wheel.
How many people are on here?
Just a few, because I couldn't think of them all right now, but we have, like, how many? Count.
12.
Oh, you gotta add. There's one missing.
We're editing. We're putting more people on.
We're putting more people on
I've
this
been put on
wheel.
the spot, and I forget how many friends we
I thought
have.
he didn't want to be included.
No, he said he'll be on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
But we're just not allowed to mention him by name.
Until he
No.
comes on the podcast? Or you
Oh, no, ever.
Ever.
And there's a chance when he comes on the podcast, we're going to sit in a room, it's just going to be Audrey and I. And
He's just not gonna talk.
I could see him not talking.
It'll just be one of
Okay,
those
there's
days. All right.
13 names on here.
all right, let's get that wheel spun.
Spin the wheel.
Drum roll, please.
It is. Who's this?
Cadence! Oh my gosh, Cadence!
That was so mean that you didn't even know it was Cadence.
I can't believe.
I don't want to mess up her name.
You do know Cadence.
You know
I know.
Cadence?
I know her.
Oh.
I just didn't want to mess up the name because I feel really bad about messing up people's names.
Oh my gosh.
Cadence, if you're listening, we've already contacted you, but you are the next
You
guest.
are the
on our
next guest! Oh
podcast.
my gosh! I'm actually on Halloween, the Halloween special. She gets to be on the Halloween
she's actually
special.
on
I'm so
Um,
excited to have Cadence on the podcast.
it's gonna be
Cadence
great.
is so good. We're gonna hype up Cadence right now. Cadence, if you're listening, which you are, because we will send this to you.
And Cadence is following the podcast.
Cadence does follow the podcast. We love you, Cadence. Cadence, you're absolutely wonderful. We are a Cadence Stan podcast.
Yeah.
Get excited, dear listeners, for when, like in Bridget, never mind. Get excited, dear listeners, for when Cadence comes on the podcast. It'll be a good time when we get Cadence on the podcast.
It'll be a great time. So tune in next week.
Tune in next week
for our
when
Halloween special.
for Halloween special with Cadence.
It won't be posted on Halloween though.
It will not
No.
be posted on Halloween, but it'll be
None of
filmed
them.
around
This might be the Halloween special.
This is not the Halloween special. This comes out on Wednesdays.
We're filming this. We're
Okay.
filming the next
Or
one on Halloween.
tomorrow or Tuesday or whenever we
We record
release
on
it.
Sundays
Sometimes.
usually.
Usually.
It's been 2
It's
episodes.
been 2 episodes.
We're
This is the
consistent thus
second
far.
episode.
Thus far, we've been consistent.
But thanks, Emerson, for
Yeah,
joining us.
thanks
Thank you
Emerson
for having me.
Yeah.
For being the first
The
guest.
first
on the
guest
Yes.
on the
podcast.
podcast. Round of
First
applause
guest.
for
Yeah.
Emerson. Let's go, Emerson. Round of applause
Really-
for Emerson.
Really small round of applause, considering there are not very many of us in the room.
Wait, no, we have to do the real round of
Oh, right,
applause.
right.
The real round of applause.
Right.
The round of applause that's the real round of applause
Round of
because
applause
it's
of
the
all
real
round
round
of
of applause.
applauses.
The round of applause that's so real that it's a round of applause. All right, are you ready? Round of applause for Emerson.
Anyways, that's our podcast.
Come back and
Then-
listen more, please. That's what you
Yeah.
say last time.
Come back, listen more, listen less.